just finished defending off a massive 7-8 foot tall praying mantis attack. Several people were harmed during the battle, but we were able to fix up some of them. After the battle, the sun set, and you guys decided it was probably time to camp. You set up the best perimeter defense you could up in the hill country, and you decided against any type of campfires just because it's so open. You just make a campfire up on the mountain, everyone can see you. Luckily though, nothing happened during the night. You wake up the next morning.
Crafting roll?
Yeah, let's do some crafting rolls. Oh, and food. And heal.
I'm just gonna sleep because my crafting roll is a dice 4.
How does the healing work at night?
Alright, so
Oh my god. Never had to do it.
here's basically each time you eat, up to once per day, you roll your vitality and recover 1 hit point per vitality. But it does cost you food. If you don't eat, you don't heal.
So if you choose not to eat, you just don't heal. I get 11 hit points.
And you get fatigue.
Oh, my mind then.
Oh, alright. I want to see how many. Do I want to make a sprocket, or do I want? How much do those servo mods are? Just 1 sprocket each, right? I think they are.
I believe so.
Alright, I'm see how many. Oh, I'm gonna get a minimum of 1 when I roll this, so I'll make 7 changes. I want to change my 1 extra sprocket into the jetpack, so I have +4 movement each turn.
All right.
I did gain the slow rule.
Okay.
And I will try and craft. I'll try and get some mage components.
All right.
Dice 6 versus
I
dice
believe it's dice
8.
6.
Wait, will the jets let me jump down mountains? Is there
No,
it's a jetpack?
but you could jump down that cliff that you guys climbed.
Can I jump up?
Probably.
Alright, sweet.
I'll try to craft a relic with my D4.
Nice. A relic. With your D4!
Yep, it's happening.
20.
It's not happening.
The gods were not in your favor this time.
They just know.
They just know him.
Alright.
This won't.
You wake up the next morning, the sun shining brightly, and begin your journey down the mountain. As you go, it takes all morning to walk down the mountain, and the lower elevation you get, the larger the trees become, and pretty soon you're surrounded by trees in every direction.
Always so fatigued. Well, not.
I would say no.
Okay.
But roll resolve.
Dice off! Everybody takes a shot.
Ugh.
If you lose.
So shit.
So you just descended one of the foothills. In front of you is another one of the foothills, and it's forming this kind of valley is where you're approaching. And now to your north is the first of the mountains, the Dwarf Mountains. The first one is Under Mountain. And to your south, it kind of opens up. The valley just continues and continues, eventually opening up into the wasteland, which is adjacent to the Elven Forest. So, as you begin entering into this valley, the trees down here, you start seeing the signs of several different things. The first thing that crosses your mind is you see the signs of passing mammoth. In fact, quite a few of them have passed this way. By afternoon, the mammoth tracks have become even more thick. And one of the things you end up crossing, not far ahead of you, you see these 2 6-foot-long gray hellworms. They haven't noticed you, but you can definitely tell they're following the trail of the mammoths. Occasionally they'll stop start sniffing at the mammoth footprints. And at one point, one of the hellworms quickly spins its head back towards you. What would you guys like to do? Not yet.
I hallow the ground.
I don't think you have time to hollow the ground.
It's happened. You just outside of combat.
Absolutely still.
Outside of combat.
I
right?
I believe they smell our mammoth.
I do this.
Oh, can I see a mammoth?
Nobody will.
Oh, the focus
Their
spells I
vision is
have up
based
are the
on
same
movement.
ones I have.
Nice.
Do we see any mammoths?
You don't see any mammoths around here.
Yeah.
You are actually, the trails of the mammoth lead in the exact direction you're going.
Their vision is based on movement. Nobody. I have no idea if that's the truth.
I stay perfectly still.
I believe they smell you, mammoth.
Alright, Gerryander, in front of you. You can see him just starting to shake. His hand instinctively goes up to the scars on his face.
Alright, when he starts moving like that, I'm gonna activate the arc weapon.
Activate the arc weapon.
Yeah. I'm just activating what weapons are coming out of me.
Everyone be still. What?
Alright,
Are they standing adjacent to each other? No?
No, they're just kind
Is
of,
it just two?
just two of them.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna stay perfectly still other than activating the arc weapon.
Yeah, let's see if you can hide your way out of this.
oh.
So this would be stealth checks.
If you can all
Dark clothing. Reroll.
beat.
Failed.
Yeah. You want? Well, yeah.
This is bad.
So here we go. Let's only do the first couple.
Okay.
Okay,
You're
well,
standing
roll
perfectly
it.
still. You don't have to roll. You'll automatically pass. You said you're standing still. You're in the back. You won't have to pass. The front four, however, will have to roll. That will
One,
include
two,
you.
Hey!
Oh, does that include me or does that count
Nope,
Jerry?
you're good.
Okay.
That counts Jerry. So you will have to beat with your stealth a 12.
Nope, that's not.
I guess the rest of us don't matter.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So they both instantly, like, they're kind of coiled up, sniffing the ground. They don't really have noses. They're just kind of, their mouths just opening, and this sappy, clear liquid just kind of drains out of it. And there's a little bit of a tongue that kind of snake-like slithering. So maybe they're smelling with their tongue. You kind of try to stand still, Dayon, but then you're like clearing your throat or whatever you do. They both instantly spin to face you, their mouths open.
Eat the one in front of me. I push Jerry.
Initiative 6 is what they've got.
I might be able to do this.
This is resolve, right?
Nope.
So bad.
We should really rename initiative.
Fail. Yeah, just call it resolve.
Yeah.
Take a shot every time you fail initiative.
I'm always thinking athletics.
That's all.
Alright, 2 for Dayon, 1 for Duant, 1 for Clestis.
Good job.
Yes.
Obadiah can't get the dice in them.
Quick!
Also a 1. This is amazing.
Sacrifice the
Piff.
mammoth.
Roll the 2.
2.
Hell are you doing?
I shall shoot you in the knee.
Okay. They can only kill 2 of us.
They do like mammoth.
Exactly.
Mammoth.
Shoot the biggest guy who can't run.
Alright, so I'm not exactly sure how
Better than you.
how
Not if I shoot you in the knees.
Jerry is managing to pull this off. But you hear him go "Ah!"
Again.
Turn, spin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3,
tentacles
4.
going.
He just begins running mad dash directly away from the
Can I use detect evil?
Wasn't the
real
march
quick?
order where the dwarf was
Detect
in front of
evil?
me?
I can disown evil PCs, places, and items within 100 feet.
Yeah, certainly.
How did I end up
Um,
second?
Oh, they're the only ones
Everyone
within
roll the
100
one.
feet?
Oh, I mean in terms of our marching.
I used, I don't know.
The dwarf was before me.
Well, it's
Luckily, the
I'm
weakest
now
guys in the front. Alright, let's see how fast. Yes, you detect evil. There are those two things right there.
anything else.
And anything else in the area you can't really tell. So nothing's really within on the
okay.
battlefield.
I'm so gonna. This sucks.
So how fast are these things?
I'm so gonna get hurt.
Possibly.
1, 2,
Maybe not.
1, 2, 3, and it turns to face you.
Oh, I'll kill that one.
I only have 3 holy wall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is gonna hurt.
It can attack. Dice 6 to hit, 2 to hit you. Its jaws snap
7.
out at you. You quickly... Did you dodge out of the
Yes.
way? Which direction are you moving? Backwards, alright. Dayon, it is your turn. You're 1 square away.
Oh, this is annoying. Why did I go here? I should have went forward, then I could have ran.
Yeah, now you're... Well, you can move through people. That's
Oh.
fine.
Shoot them.
Oh!
I think he's moving
I'm
back.
moving away.
I love how everyone's just the wuss in our party. Oh, should I run?
What's
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
Everyone's
jump into the
front.
It's
Other than the 2 people who are
3.
willing to carry the canoe,
There's
So
one right between them.
what if we have to cross
I could
water?
go
4.
here.
Yep.
I mean, we still can't do it because there's holes, but, you know, we got a canoe.
Are you attacking?
I might as well. I'll shoot that one with
Yep.
the volley gun.
It's a volley gun.
Wait, your hand didn't get in repaired, remember?
I got it repaired. I
Oh,
repaired
yeah,
it
what's
last
up? Okay, yeah. First aid.
So
yeah.
6
First.
shots.
First attack. 2 to dodge.
5.
Hits. Second. 5.
12.
Hits. 6.
Miss.
Fourth. 2.
Hits.
1.
Hits.
6.
6.
8.
So you hit with 5. Wow.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
So that's
Dead. That's
hopefully.
what.
But it's got demon flesh.
It does have
Oh,
demon flesh, so
right.
it's gonna heal dice 6 for each.
Oh man, you never.
So I can't kill it with
Ah,
a
you-
D4.
You can get lucky
It doesn't heal a dice 6.
Oh.
It heals a dice 6 back. So if you,
per shot.
yeah, but it doesn't. Like it can only
Per
heal the
shot.
max of the damage.
So if he
of the
does
shot,
5
right?
damage, he could roll.
On D4.
Yeah.
I can't ever actually do it.
I mean,
It could.
If, he
once.
rolls, if it rolls.
You get 5 tries to beat my
Oh.
dice 6.
okay. Alright, let's try
because
this.
it can't heal HP it's already lost back.
All right.
It's just like armor.
First shot is a 1.
1. That does nothing.
Second, 2.
Nothing. Third.
Third, 2.
Nothing.
Maybe Volleyman's not very good.
Nothing.
No, apparently. 2.
Nothing.
That was all.
Well,
That was. that was
Well, you learned what the volley gun doesn't work on. You just hear doo 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 doo, and these bullets just hit this worm over and over and over. And every time the bullet impacts it, you just see flesh splattering, and then this black mist
They don't have armor,
kind of
right?
conceals or congeals, healing itself. No,
Okay, we're gonna totally pull out my wonder bones.
that might
that
help.
would be a better idea.
Piff.
Alright, I'ma move. 4 plus 4. Can I get in melee range?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'll be there. And then I will, since I already got my light arc weapon, using, I will take my 3d6 damage. 1.
What was that?
I have arc weapon ready,
Oh.
so
So you just basically blast him with your arc weapon?
Yeah.
And you do 1 damage.
yeah.
And then he heals all of it.
Oh man.
Nice.
How did that kill him? Alright, and then I'll attack with my war pick. There is my dice 6. Oh. 3 to hit.
Alright. 4 to parry.
Alright.
You
then
slash.
I'm gonna
Oh, you. Okay, go ahead.
shield dash him for 2 to hit. Come on.
3.
Oh, never mind. I don't do anything.
Try and swing at him with the shield. He just ducks under it. Come down with the war pick. It kind of bites the thing and just tries to wrestle it out of your hand. You jerk it back and it
Dare
lets
wrestle
go.
me.
Do you want? Keep in mind, you have invisibility abilities,
Hey, do these things do ritual damage?
which is amazing.
Hey, all these things do ritual damage?
Not until they grab you.
I mean, like, when they attack you, is it ritual damage or not?
It's just when they grapple you.
Okay.
Once they grapple you,
Oh,
they start
that's
devouring
unfortunate.
your soul. But until then, they bite.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
Oh.
But I can't run.
You can jump.
I can only jump 6 squares though. And then I'm gonna jump from here.
Nice.
And then I still get the free attack.
Yep.
This time I have the katana in 2 hands.
Ah,
And a headbutt.
smart move.
Huh?
And a headbutt.
And a headbutt.
So I'm gonna use the headbutt first.
Oh!
2 to hit.
Hits!
Wow. And creates an opening on him, right?
What?
If you roll 1?
Yeah. You're not going
No,
for
only when
that.
he attacks. Attack
Okay.
roll a 1.
Okay, yeah. So that's a dice 4, I believe, for the headbutt.
Yep.
3.
6.
Alright. Katana.
Keep in mind that with your extra headbutt attack, you can always use it to just create an opening
Oh.
instead of damage.
Yeah.
It's an option.
That's what I should.
Oh, I thought that's what you did.
Yeah, you should always be doing that.
Well, sometimes the damage is nice, but sometimes the opening's nice.
5 to hit with the katana.
7. Oh.
Unfortunate.
And I can't
Slash.
use the other attack because I ran. But
Ah, gotcha. So, you leap through the air using your massive jumping leg strength. It's more of demonic power than it is muscle, but you let the girls know it's muscle. you land next to him,
Gelatin muscle?
and see, katana 2 hands. So you horn him, but it just kind of headbutts you back. Then you slash at it, and it bites onto your katana, and as you slice the katana out of his mouth, it just opens its mouth, almost like it's laughing at you. Clastis!
Okay. I.
Run away.
No. Crap, I only have 1 movement. I can't do it
You're
either.
good at one movement.
You can run.
Okay, so I get on the Zen up movement to get onto the fall side of the one that they're attacking.
This one?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
Even going the other way?
Well, you
Between
should
the
attack,
two?
so opportunity.
Yeah, you take.
Oh.
You can go right between them.
You could go after the other one that's alone.
I could. No, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna use Holy Waddle to give it an opening.
All right.
I don't know,
Oh,
I think
holy
we're
water?
after me.
Yeah.
Give it an opening. Nice. And that's, I think, free. You can still attack.
Wait, I ran though.
Oh, you ran. I gotcha. That's right. But he does have an opening. Obadiah.
Oh, yes. I am going. Do I have sight range to any of these things?
Not unless you move about 2 squares forward. Or 2 squares over.
I will move 5 squares in a direction that allows me to sight range one.
You want to be closer, there, or back farther?
Probably back farther.
There you go.
Then I'm gonna whack him with magic missile. What is that? A 2.
Hey!
Hey! And I'm gonna generate a casting token.
You blast him. The magic missile hits it right in its worm flesh, tearing this huge chunk off. And it heals up, but you can tell it hasn't fully healed. There's a big chunk missing, and black goo is pouring out of it.
Next round, the potential for a lot of damage is about to happen. I could potentially do 58.
Oh! I'm one of them?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Should I leave that opening on the one then?
Alright.
Or should I put it there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Possibly.
7,
I rolled
8,
an
and
extra
he's
magic.
gone!
I'm gonna move
The
2.
most heroic.
Alright. What do we have here? I guess we'll have the first one with the opening. Look to Clestis. Open its jaws and try and devour your head and swallow you whole, then your soul. So,
That's dark.
attack roll.
It's pretty shitty. I had one latch on the
Yeah,
last
vowel
one.
what doesn't exist.
And then I realized I had one.
What did it? Okay.
1 to hit.
Ooh. So.
Opening.
You guys
Okay.
know science.
Double opening.
Yeah, we'll put like a injured permanent opening on him.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. So.
So somehow, I'm not exactly sure, but it went straight for your face, latched onto your shield, and it's now kind of stuck on your shield
Did you say permanent opening?
for the rest of the battle.
Yes.
I don't need to switch on my blunderbuss.
So I should just walk away from this one and put an opening on the second.
Yes, but first the one right next to you is going to be biting somebody. Let's see. Let's bite. 1, 2, 3 will be Duwant. So we're biting the furball. 4 to hit.
Okay. I'll block
6.
with my shield.
Wow. Alright. Dayon.
Move. Oh, come on. Alright, move 5. So. 2, 3. Good shot there if I had. Or if I
That
moved
looks
down
pretty good.
one.
Yeah, that looks even better.
Alright. Then I'll just be switching to my Calaveers as I drop the volley gun and just switch. But I can't do anything yet.
Alright. Then it will be Piff.
Alright. I'm gonna use my free lightning attack. 4 damage.
Oh, got him!
Alright, I'm gonna roll the hit. I roll the 1 so I have an opening. And I broke my shield apparently.
That's unfortunate.
You break a lot of stuff in there.
I'm telling you,
Do
it's
I?
not even worth attacking.
Headbutt to create an opening.
Alright.
5.
Hey, opening created!
And I'm gonna use it with the katana. 11.
Oh, that hits with the katana, increasing the damage thanks to the
D10.
opening.
Right? That's
Sounds right.
10.
10!
How did you get a nice cat?
I have a dice 2 hands as dice 8.
Oh, you're using it two-handedly.
Yeah.
Smart round.
Alright, you slice him apart. Unfortunately, a lot of those injuries healed back really rapidly, really
many?
quickly. 6 of them.
Oh, I can't wait till I can shoot.
But that was fairly effective. Clestis, it is your turn. There's an opening on the one right in front of you. Permanent. Cannot be removed.
If I move between them, would that be an opportunity of attack?
No, because you got an opening. He cannot attack you.
I'm moving between them. This way, I have 1 movement.
You can still move in between them in holy water.
Yeah, so I'll run in between them. And then holy waddle the other one, adding an opening.
That way Pip will have an opening to use. Oh wait, can you use an opening if you have an opening?
Obadiah.
I can only do that
This is
one at a
happening.
time.
Rolling magic missiles. Number of missiles.
Alright.
3.
3.
So I have 48.
4
Wait a
dice.
minute, there's an
8.
opening. 40-10.
The one is permanent opening. You can use it as many times as you like.
I'll use the one without the permanent opening.
What? Whoa.
Well, no, I'll use the one with the permanent
You're
opening.
gonna kill him, so you might as well.
I'll use the one with the permanent opening. So first one is 9.
9? Oh my goodness. It just blasts him apart.
Is it
You
still
hit him
alive?
right in his head. The entire head just explodes into pieces. And then it just kind of wiggles a
That's
little
the one
bit.
with the permanent
And then it comes back, forms its head again.
Oh, 1.
And that does nothing.
Nothing.
Third one.
1.
That does nothing.
7.
Ooh. Alright, blocks 1, so.
That one's pretty close
You got
to
1
dead.
more, right?
That was all 4.
I'll be blasting with 2 crystals.
So again,
Where's D10 damage?
2 of them just explode the thing. The other two missiles miss, hitting the
Like
ground.
arrows.
And actually, what happens is
That would
the
really
first
suck.
one explodes its
Happens
head, and the
all
second
year.
one shoots where its head would be,
Alright,
and
two
flies right through.
Because I can shoot it twice.
All right. Their turn. First one will attack Clestis,
Wait, which one?
the one with the opening.
Okay. Both of them have opening. Wait, no, the opening's used on the one.
Yeah.
No,
he
he
no,
shot
the
this
permanent
one.
one.
So there's still opening on the other one.
Oh my goodness. That one goes to bite you again. And
Do I even need to
bites
talk
your
to-
shield.
Again.
It's already got a permanent opening. I'll just give you a free opportunity attack on it.
Oh, okay.
Use the opening.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
get the opening. It's permanent.
I hit with 14.
14, that hits.
Oh, how much damage do I do? D6.
So do
Opening
D8.
dice 8.
Oh, we got D8.
4 damage.
You swing your mace at it, hit it right across its head, and you just hear a crack as its outer skeleton breaks open and black stuff just pours out of it. But then the flesh just mends again. It hisses at you. The other one gets to attack now. Let's go for the opening, of course,
Of course.
on Piff. Oh my goodness.
1.
You roll the 1?
Yeah, of course.
Dice off!
9.
6.
1.
So does that have a
Goodness
permanent opening?
gracious. They both have permanent openings. I'm not sure what exactly is happening.
Incompetent worms.
I'm gonna squash both.
No wonder why they're off from the pack.
Dayon, your turn.
So, since you said I could shoot cavaliers twice, since I'm dual wielding,
Yep.
which I did,
Yep.
can I shoot that one first and see if I killed it on the first shot and then make a second? Can I attack 2 targets, or it has to be the same target?
Goosh, goosh. Let's go for it. It kind of makes sense.
Alright,
So D20. is
go.
opening.
20! Oh! That's
Double damage.
with the first shot. So, and that's on a D10. 1.
You used to open D12,
Oh,
Oh,
right?
no, that's normal.
Okay.
So you rolled 2 because it was doubled from
Yeah.
1 to 2.
oh
I
my.
curse you for telling her to roll a 1.
All right, you critical hit it right in the tooth. Then the tooth grows back. Second shot.
Let's try this again. I curse you for saying I rolled 1. 17.
That hits.
2.
4 damage.
Again, you shot the same tooth, blasting the tooth out of his mouth.
You said
Again!
roll 1, dick.
Then it grows back.
That's
Piff!
Oh, yeah. So, he's got an opening. I'm gonna roll a d8 for damage from my lightning weapon. 6 damage.
Wow! Wow!
And then I'm gonna roll a d20 to hit. I roll a 7 on me.
7?
Yeah.
That misses.
Oh man. And then I'm gonna roll it with my weapon and roll 11 to hit.
That
With my
hits.
wait, my shield's broken, but can still bash with it?
And broken, you can't use
Okay,
it.
I'll fist him.
Just gonna punch him?
I'll
That's a
punch
free bite for him.
Oh, he's got an opening. You can't bite.
Good call.
Actually, it does more damage than my shield. This is nice high damage. 4.
4. Wow. You punch it, you hear this just sound as the thing's meat just gets smashed. And
damage.
as you pull your hand back, it kind of like straightens the smashed worm's face out.
Man. Impact damage doesn't do anything special versus those. Versus demon flesh.
No. Duant.
I'm gonna headbutt him for damage.
All right.
20.
Double.
Come on. Big hit. Headbutt his head off.
4 damage.
So that's 8.
Oh!
No, I rolled a 2.
1, 2, 3. All right.
And then I'm gonna hit him with the katana.
There you go. Walk him up.
8. Oof.
8. He can stop this. Does not hits.
Alright. So that's dice 8. 7.
That's a good one.
You come straight down on him, just slicing him straight in half. Kind of twists a little bit and then reforms.
God damn, I hate this thing.
Clestus.
I need fire.
Okay, I hit
I wish I had my phone.
I hit the one that I'm only attacking with
Yep.
my mace.
Alright.
So wait, one.
You get the opening.
Yay!
Obadiah.
I am going to cast one of my magic missiles at the one I had injured previously.
Alright.
7 damage. And
Nice.
I will generate a casting token for overkill in the event I get to go again.
Alright, the one you magic missile, how do you want to kill it?
I want the magic missile to like go straight down its throat. And just
Nice.
blow it up!
It's like and it just from the inside, poof,
Yes!
just explodes.
More and ichor all over this wall!
Yeah, this is just like. Ooh, disguise fluid.
Alright,
Disguise fluid.
here we go. It is going to turn and bite Clestis, which will give you opportunity attack after the bite. 10 to hit.
Okay. What can I use to dodge this again?
Rolling or athletics?
Oh, not dodge. I mean,
Parry.
hey.
Brawling
Oh
away.
no, it's a D8. I can't.
Alright, so damage. 6 damage.
Oh, it's just regular damage.
It's a new day. Armor.
It's a new day. You
Oh,
get
ritual
your
damage.
dwarf hit points back. It's regular damage.
Okay.
So you can block it with armor and a shield.
Oh, almost.
There you go. Dice 6 on shield and dice 6 on armor.
Yeah. So shield is 6 of it.
Oh,
So-
there you go.
And
Holy
attack of
smokes.
opportunity. I get a
You
full-
still have to prevent yourself from being coiled in a soul coil. So roll your vitality versus 1.
Oh no.
These ones are very.
1.
Dice.
Dice off 10!
5.
You are soul coiled!
I can make this one.
I know how to solve this. I have some dragon shards and a reagent. We can free him.
Just put it in his hands and run away.
You do get your opportunity.
Do it must be done, dwarf.
Attacks is 1.
All of them. Yeah,
So headbutt first for damage.
Alright.
13.
That's it.
Wow. 1
One
damage
damage.
that auto heals.
Katana.
Yep.
18.
That hits. Oh yeah, you got it from behind, don't you?
Well, he's
Nice.
got an opening on it permanently too.
Oh yeah, permanent opening. I don't see it.
So
there.
actually, that's a
Yeah,
3 damage.
He tanks it like a champ. Dayon.
Alright. It's gonna take too long to dig out my blunderbuss for my pack. So I guess I'll just move.
Don't worry.
And I'll run.
I have a casting token.
This is corner
Can't-
adjacent to it.
If he tries to shoot
And
the
I'll
thing,
pull my my glaive.
All right.
will they just pull
Piff.
me when they attack this thing now?
You never know.
8 lightning damage.
8 lightning
I don't
damage,
even need to do anything.
and that is going to be enough.
Oh.
So, how about the guy wearing conductive?
How about the guy wearing conductive metal armor?
Whose
That's
idea was it to
wrapped up. In this particular circumstance, I think you probably should zap him as well.
Anyone up for fried dwarf?
7.
Oh,
Ouch!
Wait, does he get the opening damage or no?
No.
Okay. 5.
5.
so I get 5 damage.
I just want the thing it's coiled around him just to completely straighten and then fall.
Double click the thing on the right.
Worm.
You see that computer listed there? Blue box. The big.
Remember last time?
The far right window.
we had missed
double
it.
click.
Yeah, it says media PC. Just click that twice. It should load up.
You might have to click OK on the other
Yeah.
prompt.
And get rid of that one.
It's almost like when you're
Now
not
double
mixing
click.
what you want to use.
Yeah, it would be, but they're expensive.
Is it trying to?
And I think we'd have to connect to that probably.
I'm double clicking.
We're still gonna be. And click enter.
Ew.
I don't know.
A sec.
Oh, it would be wolf.
Suffice to say, how do you want to kill this thing?
I just wanted to get electrocuted and then just go completely limp and then fall.
And the dwarf goes.
I guess
And
I
he
could
also goes
do,
limp.
I could do magic wand, but that would waste my last holy waffle, so.
Anybody sustain any injuries?
No.
Just gotta be really quick.
Nope, just my pride.
Alright, then I'm gonna repair my shield. It's a metal shield, so whatever that's verse.
Red for coming stop is a dice 10. 3.
8.
Okay.
So I repaired it.
Auto repair without worrying about.
Did anyone sustain injuries?
No.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
These were about the most incompetent worms that we've ever
Jerry, where'd you go?
Jerry!
Well,
I go over and find Jerry and drag him back.
you yell out for Jerry, but there is no reply. No
Oh boy.
response.
He's dead.
I search.
All right, roll cunning.
Why didn't we tie the rope to him?
Well, that's actually a good point.
Apparently I do not know where he went.
Which a roll of 1.
Yeah.
All right, now
Are these worms harvestable for no special materials?
Daon is gone. It's just like, what the? No, they demonic creatures, they evaporate to dust afterwards.
I can't bottle any of it.
Maybe some blood.
Is
I can
dust
double
left?
check. You know what? There might be some. You know, I think you are correct. There might be something you can craft out of them.
I feel like we need a flamethrower, like you said.
Yeah, I can
Sacrificial
make
blood?
one free attack deals auto hits a D4 square.
Pentagram?
D4 damage. That right.
Living sacrifice?
Imagine as these worms would be very deadly. Fire would be deadly.
I shouldn't have used all my holy consumables.
Yes.
Twice and then
You
twice
have a
and
chance
wrecks him.
We need
to craft. You can harvest their black ichor and use it as demonic blood,
Is that
which works like acid, but instead deals dice 6 ritual damage.
chemical or is that non-chemical?
This is like a special, non-chemical.
Okay,
type
so
thing.
then you harvest it.
3. You
You
got a
reroll?
non-last. Oh, I can reroll 2, kid.
Gotta beat an 8.
Oh,
But there's 2 of them. Try again with the other.
Oh, 1. 2,
9.
And 9. Dice off.
Dice,
One.
well, dice
it
off
doesn't
for
matter.
none.
Doesn't matter. Dice off.
Still not.
16. I want to win.
14. You got
Alright,
close.
so I got nothing. 1.
So you don't have to do shit.
Dang it.
So,
Yeah.
Gerryander is
I could
missing.
have made it.
And so is
Dice
Daon
six-
now.
dice six
oh well.
rows.
Daon's not missing from Daon's perspective.
I mean, I still have my bearings.
He knows where he is.
They do
He
not.
doesn't know where we are.
We don't need it.
What would you guys like to do with now?
Wait. I'm waiting by the canoe.
Did Jerry leave any tracks?
I'm gonna sit down and start crafting while I wait for you back. Because I really need crafting rolls.
Roll your cunning to see if you can find, or roll your cunning to see if you can find any any tracks.
Can I tell someone else to find tracks?
Oh, fine. Oh,
Cunning.
look. Cunning?
No, not you. What's your cunning?
Two.
8.
You kind of wander off.
Okay,
I got a 2.
I'm gonna roll for cunning.
How many of the party are lost now?
In the distance, you hear a furball going, Jerry!
Jerry.
Wait, you don't see him.
Okay,
Through
I
the
try to
trees.
find tracks of something. With a 2.
Everyone except Scott lies.
I honestly was I was just gonna look up to the canoe.
What are the odds that we all just, 3 of us just randomly run into each other?
You just,
Oh my God.
just scatter.
I'm
So
yelling
occasionally
loud.
you hear a furball saying, Jerry! And occasionally you hear a dwarf going, Derek! But you don't see anyone.
Do we hear each other yelling, Jerry?
Alright, alright. I will stop crafting and go find these.
I will go with him.
Yeah, follow me.
The two of you. Guys, seriously. Alright, roll it. Cunning.
What is it?
7.
Okay.
Okay, alright. The first person you find is, of course, Jerry. He is hiding behind the bushes, shaking, cowering, and mumbling to himself about the worms.
I will grab him and use some smelling salts on him just to shake him out of it.
Just put a rope on him already.
Alright.
If I had a syringe with
leash,
the morphine, I'd do that, but I
He's
don't.
like, I'm sorry, just the panic overtook me once I saw them. I can't handle those creatures, not
yes.
since...
Well,
Obviously we
they're
can, because we
dead.
crushed them. We must find the rest of our party who went looking for you. They seem to be quite lost.
You don't understand, though. When the tide comes, there is nothing that can stop it.
Oh, I have something that can stop. Don't worry about that.
Jerry, have you ever thought that maybe I want the tide to come?
Brace yourself. The tide is coming.
Anyway,
only
let's
way
go
that I
search
can
for our
end my
companion.
miserable-
Don't listen to him. He's a Debbie Downer. He'll be fine.
I'm
Alright.
just kidding. I'm just fine.
You would do eventually find the others.
What's Piff doing when we find him?
He's just looking up into the sky. Jerry!
Like he's giving it a second.
Jerry!
Am I apparently still lost out there, way in the distance?
Yeah, they do find you, but how you got to where you got, no one knows.
He knows.
I followed a bird.
In fact, you lost an hour looking for you. That's
I can just as well.
How?
Like
That's fine.
just
flare guns.
Hours are overrated.
I need stuff. I don't have stuff.
I mean, I have a pistol that I could just shove a...
I am so upset. I'm like a crappy wizard.
I'm guessing we need to set up camp.
Well, evening has come and the sun is soon setting. You've made it fairly close to the very trough of the valley. Now you begin seeing signs of orcs. Lots of orcs.
Oh.
In fact, entire trees have been felled. Axes have just been left in tree stumps. Things have just been broken. Game has been shot with arrows and left to rot.
We should leave to rot.
Jerry.
Fallen corpses.
I was gonna say Jerry.
As night falls, you begin considering setting up camp. When roll resolve.
Oh. Wait. No.
Nope.
Bad.
Blind as a
Four.
bat.
Well,
Also
oh,
four. Because you can't
Four.
complain too much.
Four.
considering they have to
One.
listen to you guys.
Oh wow, 6.
6. What did Piff get?
I'll go 3.
3. Several of you notice a light up ahead. You decide to continue going just a little bit further to get a better view of the light. And as you pass through several rows of trees, before you opens up the floor of the valley, and you see an array of campfires. Maybe a dozen of them. And around the campfires are tribe after tribe after tribe of orcs. Each campfire possibly has, it's hard to tell from this distance, but maybe a dozen orcs. Some cooking, some sleeping, some sharpening blades, some fighting, fist fights. Now,
Advise us to not light our own fire. We might give away our position.
What is the blast radius of the explosive?
you are approximately half a mile from the flames.
I mean, if we got to the middle of it, and
Maybe not even that far, maybe a quarter mile.
So, is it possible to throw fuel in fire from distance?
Yes.
Not a quarter mile.
Not gonna use it right now, but if we need a quick escape, we just make a fire and throw fuel in it.
In the distance, the rest of you can't hear this, but Obadiah, you swear you've heard the trumpeting of mammoths. You also notice beyond the valley. So you guys were coming down a mountain. There's the valley where all the campfires were. And now in front of you is another mountain beginning. On the far side, about a third of the way up the mountain, there is another bonfire. But this thing is different than the campfires below. This thing is massive. And it's been set right next to what looks like a large orc banner. And the bonfire is clearly designed for one thing in mind, and that's to illuminate something. It seems more like a signal fire or a beacon of sorts.
I know our job wasn't to kill all the orcs, but what if we go steal whatever they're illuminating?
I'm assuming they're eliminating the entrance to the cave of the stupid tide.
No, says Jerry. The cave is on that mountain, but it's higher up.
Oh, well then. How are we going to get up there?
Oh, it's almost. Maybe we should just not make a campfire. We should deal with this in the morning because I'm a little concerned about
Wait a
getting
minute.
found right now.
I have a plan.
What?
I can see up there, right?
What? Up
Who
where?
wants to
Up to the
dimension
top.
door up, grab the door down.
I can see up there, right?
No, it's like a quarter of a mile. You won't be able to dimension door that far. To the base of the valley, and then another maybe quarter mile up to where the beacon is. So you're looking at a half mile to 1 mile away. It will take multiple hours to get there. I mean, you could probably do it
Crafting check really bad.
in 30 minutes if you cut straight through the orc camps. And the orc camp is actually, they're kind of scattered. It's possible you could sneak right through the middle of them without them detecting you
Do you have our
at night.
dark gear? Some of us.
Circumventing them
Can I roll a 4?
And
is
someone's got
also
loud armor.
possible. But you'd have to go so far out of your way that you wouldn't even get there till morning. In which case, you would all be fatigued for not having slept.
No, screw that. I'd say we can't
Rest
craft
with no fire.
because I'm kind of useless without crafting.
They can't have a fire though. They would know.
Oh no,
for
we'll
sure.
do it without fire for sure.
Now, resting and waiting till morning, that also poses its own risks because now it's daylight and there's a better chance that they can see you.
Yeah, I think we get quite a ways away from them before we rest.
Yeah.
Because if we gotta run, I'm not running. I'm fighting with the canoe.
You're gonna protect your canoe. Yes. Yes.
While the rest
But-
of us escape.
But what we could do is set a trap up so if somebody does find us,
It's
we can
also
just shoot the
guy's
trap
explosive.
and blow them up. Like, if I put fuel outside the camp like in a bush, and then you shoot it, boom! Dead orcs.
Dead orcs.
Well, that's actually a good idea, I think.
Oh, we could go the nuclear route and have the trap set off Obadiah's dragon explosive.
We need to trap a long way away from us if we do that.
Well, I'm kind of like we could just.
I mean, I do have a plan. It's a bad plan, but I have a plan.
Bad plans are fun. Yeah.
But it requires me crafting something tonight, which may or may not happen. Probably won't happen.
That's probably true.
Just saying.
Or we could nominate someone to go into the middle of the orc camp and set off your explosive.
Well, I mean,
I
I was
nominate the
gonna
dwarf.
go into the middle of the orc camp and hope that they bring me up to the mountain to be a sacrifice.
Oh, well, there could be some
I
sacrifice.
said I have plans. They're not good plans, but they're plans.
If you do that, I got a bunch of fuel you can take with
I
you.
don't need fuel.
Well,
I just need to succeed my crafting roll.
Portal stuff.
How do you know?
We just know you too well. You and portal stones really go well.
I love portal stones.
overall.
Keep in mind, portal stones can be countered by enemy wizards now.
Oh, I don't think that.
Yes, but if I use a
Mage
ooh, I
consumable
don't
that it's on.
I don't have that. I don't have that item on.
Oh, the auto cast.
Yeah, I think mage consumable, right? Not be
Yeah,
counterspell.
mage consumable auto. Well, no, it's auto counter,
Oh,
not the other way around.
Well, yeah,
And
that's
you need a
even worse.
special magic item to do that anyway. So
that's even worse.
I do have boots that would allow me to get the fuck out of there. So boots of portaling, portal then portal stone.
Oh yeah, boots of portaling. What do they do?
20 squares.
20 square teleport.
Yeah, mage component.
But do they work when you're tied up?
I suppose if I have access to my mage component, yeah.
Oh, I suppose.
Alright, I think we can.
I think we camp.
Would it be a good idea to hallow the ground or not?
What does Hollow Ground do?
Evil creatures can't step foot within.
Well, no.
Right?
They add an opening after each action.
Oh.
That's
Oh
pretty
man,
awesome.
I've been doing my math wrong. I
Let's
could
follow
have
the
had both
ground
my
for
weapons
safety.
up this whole time.
Did I
should
use
do
up my
anything?
last
We should
whole
back
back?
away.
I have 2 fuel.
We should back away a little bit from the tree line, though. So
All right, you guys can back away. In fact, you probably did that first, then started
Just
chit chatting
discussing.
about what you were going to do.
Yes. I don't have any special.
Well, if we get an engagement through the night, they'll probably all come because they'll hear gunshots.
Yeah. Oh, so I got like a fuel barrel. How
Yep.
many pack slots does that take? A full one by itself? Man.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Fuel
It
barrel.
only
Wait.
takes one chemical component to make fuel.
Oh, yeah. Fuel. I believe it does take an entire slot per fuel.
Yeah. Alright.
I can double check quick, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Alright. I'm just gonna put it in the bush and then let him know that he can shoot it if he needs to.
You know this isn't like the movies where you shoot a bullet through.
It's chemical. Are you the person making these things?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Back me up. Things explode when they got chemicals in them, right?
It's a fuel, right?
Yeah.
That's only. It's just gonna make a hole. It's not exactly gonna burst into flames.
Yeah, I want it to make a hole. Because if they're hiding in the bush and then you shoot it,
That's
hole
that's
where he
not-
was.
That's not how it works.
Yes, fuel does take up a whole slot.
Okay.
I don't
All
think
right.
that's how that works.
Yeah, it is.
So you guys begin camping. Do you want crafting actions?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Take
Now
one
that you're
food
no
out.
longer fatigued, you might be able to pull something off.
Everybody use food while the way.
And heal if you use food, or add a fatigue token if you decide to go fasting.
I mean, it's one of the actions you can go hunt for food.
Yeah.
Yes, you could hunt for food if you want to use the action to do it so.
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to try that. See if I can.
That's better than doing nothing.
I'm
Better than getting
wagering
stoned.
6
I mean,
chemical components.
why waste rations? I'm just gonna sit here and do
Oh
nothing.
shit. Yeah, I got 2 kit. Oh shit.
Add it to it.
No, I didn't roll 1, but I rolled 2 twice.
Okay.
All right, so you will roll your crafting,
Where'd my D8?
and you got to beat a 12.
That'll never happen.
You find no food today. It was worth it. It was good effort, though.
I rolled against
Diana
chemical
dies of
components.
cholera.
Say that again.
Against chemical components.
All right.
Don't worry.
Dysentery.
I didn't have to shoot my
7.
my weapons. So
I
they all
lost
they were
5.
here.
Oh, that sucks.
Guys, I'm just gonna go hunt you real
That
quick.
gives me pack space.
I might as craft holy water because I'm running out of that.
Holy water, and that's a 6, I believe. 3.
4.
Got one. Nice.
You know what? I gotta do it. Portal stone. I'm
Oh, you're using one of your shards that you
betting
bought?
6. Nope, I'm betting 6 mage components.
Wait, 6 mage components.
It's 6 mage components to make a portal stone. I rolled dice 14 versus dice 6.
And we have to roll for each one that you use.
Yeah.
You have to roll 6 dice 6.
If any of them are a 1.
Yeah, but we'll see how many you use first.
Wait, they
So
explode,
I rolled
right?
6.
Oh, that sucks.
5.
Reroll. 11.
Alright, so he could do
So
5.
you
So
use
5 of them.
5 of them?
That's a 4.
Alright, and so 5 dice 6. If I roll a 1 on any of them, we'll have to see what happens.
There he is.
Don't explode.
Each time I roll a 1, it explodes.
Do with the guy with
5.
the explosives.
4. 2.
Oh, they're gonna go 3.
2. 5.
Oh.
Last one. 3.
Oh.
Hey, nice.
No explosions, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, could have been really bad with the 120 orcs that are just down the road.
And the
Big explosive in his back.
Yeah, besides the auto party kill.
Yeah.
Besides that.
I can see the orcs in the distance. It's just big
That
mushroom
sucks
cloud.
though, because
Like,
I need one
that
more.
sure sucks.
I need one more. I don't have the portal stone yet.
Well, we have to go around.
Hear the faintest of no's and then a
Just everyone, I'm pretty sure this is going.
You know what? I'm pretty sure I'm the most unlucky alchemist on the planet when it comes to crafting things. Because I have like barely successfully crafted anything.
Healing potion.
Yeah. Five rolls.
11's a good roll.
That was a good roll.
Yeah,
You crafted
I rolled a
boots
2
of
twice.
portaling.
No, I didn't craft them. I got them from a treasure roll.
I thought you crafted them.
I did
just
not
grasped
craft them.
That just
Nope.
rested.
The only things I've successfully crafted was one acid arrow, which I missed with.
True.
Focus.
The focus and the healing potion.
Do you
And that
even
was
have
like
a maid's
10
item?
crafting
No,
rolls.
I haven't been trying because I don't want to. Well, maybe I should have.
Maybe you
I don't
should
know.
have a mage item.
Probably.
Wait,
worth.
can you even have one because you're
Yeah.
only level 1?
I just can't equip it in an item. I
Yeah.
believe.
So you can try and make one. You just can't use it yet.
Well, I think I can equip it in my offhand. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, I need the. Oh, yeah, I can't
Alright.
equip one.
So you rest for the night. Luckily, for whatever reason, the orcs' presence has scared away anything that may have bothered you. And the orcs themselves
Wow, orcs
seem
are
to be
robots.
so busy with infighting and partying, getting drunk.
Oh, wait, why don't we put it with those guys?
Go ahead.
At this point, I'm about ready to.
Just join her. Just polymorph self.
I just walk right into the camp and be like, "What's up? I have alcohol."
Come morning, what do you guys want to do now? The sun is just peeking out from over.
We shall raid the camp.
Let's go look at the valley.
Well, if they've been partying all night, they'll be hungover, so we should probably be able to sneak through their relative ease in the morning.
True. You want to sneak back up and take a peek as to what's going on?
Yes.
Sure enough, a vast majority of them are currently asleep, but some of the smaller goblins, they're up and doing chores already.
Oh,
Sharpening weapons,
dang it.
preparing food.
So we have to
wait.
go around.
You also see that at least one tribe has sent out a patrol, and they just started leaving.
Oh.
I'm waiting by my canoe until you guys make a decision.
Another thing you can
What
see
the smart thing to do is.
in the daylight is that bonfire is still going, and there seems to be some orcs up there tending it for some reason. Not very many of them compared to the big tribe down below. You can just barely perceive movement.
So
You
how
think
far
they're
away
orcs.
is the bonfire from the camp?
So you're about a quarter mile to a half mile to camp, another quarter mile or half mile to the bonfire. So you go down, up.
Skies.
You could certainly try, but it will take an amount of time to do so.
Did you collect some of that disguise fluid?
I will find out if I want to try and make myself look like an orc.
You made a damn good goblin a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Is this a crafting roll?
Not unless you guys want to
Cunning?
camp here all day.
Cunning roll?
Well, to make the disguise.
He can try and make a quick one.
Yeah, I want to help him.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I want to help him.
Yeah,
craft.
crafting roll to make a makeshift orc
I'll give
costume.
him like a +1 dice value by helping him because I got one higher.
Reroll. I
Reroll.
would rather have a reroll.
Yeah, you can give him a reroll.
Or take
The
a
two of
reroll.
you working together.
Oh,
Good thing I got a reroll. Yes!
What'd you get?
7!
7!
No!
No, 7. I was saying you got a 7, I got a 3. You
Oh,
actually
okay.
pulled off a fairly decent orc. Like, as long as they're not close enough to talk to you,
Oh, yes.
you could probably pull it off.
The trick
I'm gonna
is,
walk straight up to the death cave.
The trick is you just pour blood all over yourself.
Wait. Did you happen to create the remote detonation?
Oh no,
I will walk straight up to the death cave.
I'm sorry, it didn't work. I tried.
That's okay.
Alright, what are the rest of you guys going to do while he attempts this suicidal
I
mission?
do have a question.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to see the cave.
Here you go, portal.
You're going to the
You're
wrong
gonna
cave.
No, I'm not.
Are you gonna hire a goblin?
It'll be fine.
remember when Jerry said that's not the cave?
No, he's going.
I
to
have a plan.
Okay.
It's not a good plan, but it's a plan.
That's all your plans, though.
I guess I will.
We'll wait here for
Wait.
his reinforcements.
I'll hunker down stealthily.
Can we just sit here crafting and how he
Because
does
there's
his
a
thing?
patrol. We shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a patrol.
I shall tip my hat and bid you goodwill.
Yes. Good luck.
I mean, you could try it.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're gonna have to sneak through. You're attempting a daylight sneak through the camp. This should be interesting because you have a disguise. I will allow this. So you are going to have to
So
make
gonna die.
3 athletics checks
Do you
to sneak
understand
through.
Orcish?
I don't need to. All I gotta do is grunt and point. It'll be fine.
Alright,
You say you're not good at
Hey,
crafting, but
Can
your
he use anointing?
disguises have been on point.
can he use anointing oil?
Yeah, if I give it to him.
Nope.
That would have been so useful.
Alright, first athletics roll. You're gonna have to roll and not get a 1.
I have a dark suit, so
Do you want my fuel just in case they attack you?
that would be a
4. Alright, as you're approaching the first group, you see some orcs just hammering out on their armor, trying to fix it, and a few goblins just sharpening little jagged daggers. One of the goblins kind of looks up at you and realizes you're an orc and just quickly looks back. Doesn't want to be bothered. And you now are able to move through a couple, past about 2 different tribes. You see each campfire has different insignias to represent their
As
tribes.
I'm walking through these camps, can I pull a Sherlock Holmes and just start stealing random insignias from them and like adding them to my disguise?
Oh, we'll need an extra roll for this.
Worth.
All right. This is going to be. You have to beat a dice 6, but if you succeed, your costume will allow you an increased stealth roll.
Increased. Alright, did I roll cunning for this?
Or
athletics, or what do
are you going to try and talk your way through this?
I'm not talking.
Or are you
about
going to try
it.
and
I'm just
stealth
trying
up and grab one?
Stealthing.
All right, athletics.
7.
You walk over, you look, and you see an entire campfire where everyone's sleeping. There's just tipped over tankards of beer.
Nice.
And there's like a banner with the insignia on it. You look around, there's no one watching. Whoof! Quickly put her over your back and walk. Alright, so now, next roll, athletics versus dice 4. And you get a +1 dice. So roll a higher dice value.
4?
4? Alright, as you're walking, past one of the center ones, this orc kind of rolls over, a big one with hulking shoulders, about 8 foot tall, kind of sits up and looks at you. He's like, "Orc! Go to the next tribe and get me some more ale!"
I will give him the best orcish salute I can give him.
He kind of rolls over, goes back to sleep.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
All right, third and last shot.
3.
What'd you get?
3.
3.
But I get a dark suit, so I get a reroll.
You're sneaking by, and you actually, because of the way that the mountain is shaped, you have to walk right through the center of a camp. And as you're walking, you end up stepping right on a goblin. And it kind of yells out, "Ah! Ah!" Pulls a dagger, sees you, looks at the insignia.
I will slightly draw my sword.
It looks at the insignia that you have. It's like a white skull with blood slashed across it. And it's like, sorry, boss. Sorry! It's all my fault!
Slam my sword back into its sheath and walk like I have purpose.
He kind of like bows down. He's like, it was my fault. I was sleeping in your way.
Can we like see all this kind of going on where we're at?
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Like, you can't really hear what's happening, but you kind of see it, and you have no idea how he's pulling this off.
Well, I was going, I can't believe this man is me.
I'm just sitting there like jaw wide open. Like,
This would be the bravest alchemist ever. For a
But
germaphobe.
you have successfully made it through by yourself the campfires and the encampments.
This explosion's really gonna wake him up.
So you begin walking up. Now, unfortunately, the way the path is made, you really only have one route that you can take, and it's going to lead you right past the bonfire. You could possibly try some very difficult spell casting dimension doors to get around, but with so many orcs around, that's going to be quite risky. They might hear you, and when they hear a spellcaster, it might draw a lot of additional attention to you. Now, the trail going up is...
Can I pause and observe to see who the chief orc is?
Once you get
who the most
closer,
important orc is?
you can hide behind some rocks and try and watch what's going on.
Okay, I will try to do this.
All right. Certainly, you're able to get close enough without any problems. No one's really watching you from behind, and the people that are in front of you are actually busy looking up farther up the hill. So you're able to get fairly close, actually quite close, maybe 30 yards away or closer to these guys. Maybe even 20 yards away. If you really wanted to, you could get about 10 yards away. But that would require some rolls and some stuff. But you're close enough that you can hear what they're saying. Now, what you are seeing is basically you're heading westward. And right in front of you, there's the second great mountain, kind of ascending up towards the sky. So above you, at a higher elevation, is this great orc war banner. And right adjacent to it is this burning pyre that's still going. And you can see there's another pile of wood prepared and waiting to be set on this fire, to keep this fire going. There's even two orcs that are kind of, they look like they're almost like slaves. Their job is to put fire or wood onto the fire. These two orcs are completely different from the others. But before we get to the other ones, to the north, you can see the largest mammoth herd you've ever seen in your life. Probably, you can't even count how many there are. Hundreds and hundreds of mammoths, all corralled into this makeshift pen that they've made by just chopping down logs and just setting them up. And the pen has been done very quickly. There's a lot of orcs to do it though, but it's been done very quickly, and there's a lot of openings in them. And wherever there's an opening, you can see there's an orc shaman standing with a staff. And every once in a while, one of the orc shamans will yell out a magic word, and sparks will fly, and it'll cause the mammoths to retreat. So they're trying to keep the mammoths pinned into this pen. Then, let's see, far above you, you actually, from this vantage point, you can see the cave opening. Still too far to teleport, and if you did try to teleport the dimension door, it would alert the orcs that are nearby. So you will have to sneak past the orcs to get to it. Let's see. To the east, which is directly behind you, is the orc encampment, and behind them is the rest of your party. Luckily, you're doing this all on your own. It always works good when this happens. To the south is the valley that leads away from the mountains and towards the elven forest and the wasteland, which I said before. Now, nearby you, there is a party of what looks to be maybe a dozen orcs, including the two guards, the two slaves that are on fire duty. Now, these orcs are the largest, the strongest, and the most vicious of all the orcs, and each one has a different insignia on it. It looks like they may be the captains of all the tribes. Of all these captains, there is one that is twice the size of the others. So, to give you an idea...
I will pay attention to that one.
I
will note his features down in my brain very well.
So these orcs are all 8 foot, 9 foot tall, massive shoulders, massive arms, massive weapons. Often they're commonly called ogres in the common tongue. Of course, everything's a goblin, everything's an orc, everything's an ogre. They're all basically the same. But you would probably call these ogres. The chief, though, dwarfs every one of these ogres, and it has a sword that is larger than a man, and he wields it in one hand fairly effectively. This chief has a giant rusted crown of iron made from the swords of probably fallen foes that have been hammered together or welded even. And let's see. They seem to be just sitting and waiting impatiently. Unlike the orcs below, which are carousing and beating each other with fists, none of these are fighting amongst themselves. Whether that's out of respect or fear, you do not know. Now there's one other thing that is a little peculiar to you. In the distance, you see several men, humans, mounted. They stand silhouetted on the crest of a hill, watching everyone. The orcs know they're there, and they know the orcs are there, and neither one seems to be doing anything about it. 4 of them ride armored war horses, wielding great shields and lances, and sporting great helms and heavy armor. The white insignia of the Lord of Shoreside drifts from their lances. Shoreside is the humans' town just south of Wayton. A 5th man, smaller, wears black robes with a hood pulled up over his head, covers his features, and the last man is armored in ornate half-plate, with a glittering star crest on his breastplate. A sword is readied in his hand, and his helmet has been removed from his head and curled in his other hand. Even from this distance, you recognize the Lord of Shoreside himself. His massive white mustache is a dead giveaway, and you can see his long white hair blowing in the wind. Now, the Lord of Shoreside happens to be the Lord who removed your good friend's middle finger.
Wait a minute. Who was this?
The noble that removed his middle finger.
Who's our good friend?
He's your good friend!
Lord of Shoreside.
Duant of the Northern Tribe.
He's gonna give him the fist!
Except we don't know that because we're.
He can't flip him off.
Right. He obviously doesn't know he's there, but I do.
You know he's there.
I will do you proud.
We might die in this explosion.
What would you like to do?
I knocked my 2 things together.
Oh man.
I
I suppose there's only one way to get up there, and that's through all this crap.
You'll have to sneak past him, which is going to be incredibly difficult. In fact, you're not even sure if you can sneak past him.
There's always the nuclear option.
No. I'm
Here's a better plan.
an enchantments wizard. I have illusions.
Oh, okay.
They're not good illusions, but they're illusions. Nonetheless. Crap. Is there anywhere I can, like, hide and rest for a day? Now that I've made it this far.
Right now you've got a fairly good hiding spot. You could probably hide here, but you're so close to him that you won't be able to do crafting attempts.
I just hear like a hammer going.
Ting, ting, ting. Nothing to see here. Ting, ting.
Ignore the man
Just
behind
be
the
their
curtain.
blacksmith, and then craft your stuff. Just walk up, or just repair a sword, and then pull out your chemical components and start mixing them together.
All right.
Like, in order for me to do anything cool, I need, like, an entire month's worth of crafting.
I mean, you're doing pretty cool stuff without crafting right now.
While you're waiting, trying to decide exactly what to do, maybe 15, 20 minutes goes by. You hear the orcs start whispering amongst themselves, and that causes you to kind of peek up over your rock once again.
Do I know any extra languages?
No, not really.
Unfortunate.
You see a lone figure emerge from the tunnel up above and begin to descend the mountain.
I will take very peculiar notice of this lone figure's features.
You can't see his features. He is covered from head to toe in wraps. Only his large almond eyes are seen. A well-worn spear is slung on his back, and he's got a bunch of travel bags.
Suddenly, I go into a small rage.
You recognize him to be none other than Raphael.
Who's gonna die?
McSkewl.
Behind him, following closely at his heels, is a pack of hellworms.
Oh.
Like trained dogs. As he nears, the orcs seem to grow. These large, beefy, strong, powerful orcs begin to grow nervous, and they gaze at the worms as the worms writhe and twist nearby on the ground. Raphael walks up to the orc king. Gropkick, I believe his name was. He undoes the wrappings on his head, and it reveals the features of an elf, but his skin is as white as snow. Long, dark black hair is tightly bound up in a braid, and he speaks to the orcs. You have done well in bringing the herd, but your job is not yet finished. Remain here until we release the tide. It will be soon, today perhaps, tomorrow at the latest. Then, when you see them emerging from the cavern, release the mammoth and drive them east, directly toward the Sky City. Your knowledge of the Sky City is that it's basically the kingdom that houses the Elven King. And then
No issue with that.
lead them beyond to the realms of men.
Okay.
The orc says, I know the brown. Now, me payment. Of course, replies Raphael. From out of a pouch, he pulls a cloth-wrapped object. Unwrapping the cloth reveals a magic orb, which is, of course, the magic orb you use to craft magic items. The expensive, powerful, awesome one that you really, really, really want.
I kind of do.
He also hands him a wrapped box. The orc takes the box, opens it, and smiles a toothy grin between his massive tusks and puts it away. Or he puts the box away, but he pulls out the object inside, and he looks around to his fellow orcs and goes, "Oh! With this!" He holds up this ornament, which you happen to recognize. It's, the ornament seems like some sort of pendant, and it has two dragon-like snakes that wrap around themselves into a circle. You recognize it because this is the exact same looking pendant that Leona had you retrieve. With this, Dropkick yells, we'll take back the Orc Mountain! All the orcs begin cheering, banging their weapons on their shields, and from those vile and wicked furbolgs who stole it from our ancestors!
I have stories to tell.
You could just give him like
stories to tell, assuming I live.
a real shot where you just go clang and then it's just like...
They bang weapons on shield, and they all start howling, and he gives the orders. They actually turn and start retreating down the mountain. You duck behind the rocks
very much
really
so.
quickly. You're like, you can't
Very,
even look.
very much so.
But they're so pumped up for their battle and their war that they don't even notice you.
Nice.
They just head on out of there. And by the time they're gone, you now hear the footsteps of horses approaching.
I will still wait, very carefully. I'm a rock. I'm a rock.
You peek up just one eye over the rock. You don't even use two, just one is enough. And those men that were up on the mountain, they're galloping down towards Raphael. He turns to the men. As they near, they kind of cautiously eye the pack of hellworms behind Raphael. In fact, their horses won't even get close to him. They have to dismount and start walking. And as they walk up, the hellworms kind of coil up and prepare to strike, which of course causes the men to stop where they are. But neither do the worms strike nor do the men move any farther forward. Raphael then pulls out a large red crystal from a pouch. And as he does, the crystal catches the light of the morning sun, and it almost seems to capture it.
I know a gnome who would pay 1,000 gold for that.
It's not a
Give
ruby.
you a check.
Oh,
This is a
What are you
special
talking about?
red
Just give
crystal.
us another IOU.
And as it captures the light of the sun, the hellworms suddenly recoil, start hissing, and then flee randomly as if they are confused.
That ruby.
There's probably about 6 of them, and they begin just scattering in every direction. One of them begins coming straight for you. What do you do?
I will hide?
You just ducked down behind the rock again.
Yes. If I have to, I will burn a mage
You-
component to cast an illusion spell to make it look like I don't exist.
Oh,
He
that-
hears
that
Duan's
sound-
voice. Stay still. Like it is the back of his
But yes,
mind.
I will use my dark garb to
Alright.
do a double spell.
The worm is just writhing. It looks like it's almost in pain. It's hissing and
Oh,
spitting.
perfect. Well, it probably won't be looking that hard for
It smacks right into the rock that you're hiding behind, and then it bounces over. It actually lands right on top of you, and then rolls a little bit and continues off.
That had to be terrifying. And now Scott, the orc, smells like piss.
Yes, exactly.
When you finally get the courage to look back up, you see that the man with the black robes, he's walked over, and he reaches out and he takes the crystal from Raphael. Raphael says, ensure that this is visible when the tide approaches your city, and your people will survive. As he grabs it, you see that the man has a pendant on around his neck. Also, the twin serpents with the dragon heads curling around.
Oh no, I'm not there.
Again, they retreat, leap up onto their horses.
If I look back at where our previous camp was, can I see specks in the distance of those guys?
These guys, no, they're hiding in the tree line.
In the cabin
Well, that's too
in the
bad.
woods.
I had a plan, but if I can't see any of you, I can't pass a message.
Where are you going to go?
No, I was
Alright.
going to telepathy and tell you to ambush these guys as they're leaving, but I can't telepathy you.
Clang, clang.
Just try to
Yes.
have a meal and
Good deal. I will, now that all the danger is past, once it's quiet, good and quiet, I should sneak up to the cave and lay my trap.
Just for when.
All right. Now,
Tie a string to the dragon stone, pour the reactant in it, run really far away, and just start taking pop shots at it.
Wait, doesn't it have like a half-mile explosion radius? What's the explosion radius?
Yeah, what is the
I have no
radius on
idea.
I
that?
don't know if you can hit a
we'll
rope from a
find that
half-mile
out.
away.
Well, I don't have a portal stone yet, so I'll just shoot a portal stone, but
You know what you could do? Is wait for the tide to come.
And then
set it off.
well, I mean, if the tide knocks it over, yeah.
You're taking
would
some
happen.
chances there, but
Do a
not
trip
working.
wire. Well, then if something trips over it, it detonates.
I could do that.
that requires you making a tripwire.
But anyway, first I need to sneak up
Bell's
there.
tripwire.
all right, you do see Raphael. By the time you finally get the courage to look back up, the men have departed on their horseback. Raphael's almost back up to the cave, and several of the hellworms are back at his heels, following him back up.
That's fine. I'll let him go into the cave,
All right,
and then I will sneak up to the entrance of the cave.
all right. What do you do once you get to the cave?
I'm gonna start crafting a tripwire for my
Here we go.
for my boom boom.
Do you have the materials for a tripwire? What do you need?
I have some material.
All right.
I don't know what I need. What do
I
I
think
need
it's
for a
this
tripwire?
massive
We'll
explosion.
hold a
holding-
memorial for it if
holding
you just want to
Nazis.
suicide yourself.
I don't know how.
Wait a minute. So, how long do concentration spells last outside of combat?
Not long. You can't really hold on to them for much more than 10 seconds to a minute.
How far could I run in a minute? if I were to start burning teleports.
Let's see, what would that be? A minute?
If I just foregoed stealth and just started teleporting.
Like a quarter mile, maybe?
Quarter mile?
If you're
Good.
lucky, you're going downhill.
Good
That's
enough.
if it was a straightaway, but you're trying to run.
And then if there's mages that counterspell you as you try to teleport, you're not
Again.
getting anywhere.
I really need a portal stone.
If only you had a portal stone, this would be easy.
This would be easy.
Take your chances.
I know what I want to do, but I can't do it. Crap.
You're there, so you gotta do something.
You don't have to.
10 seconds isn't long enough for anything.
So you don't walk all the way up to the cave entrance?
Yes.
Alright.
You can't.
I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there.
He could sleep above the cave for the night.
I might have to camp and try crafting roll.
Yeah, but the tide might be out today.
Yeah, it was today or maybe tomorrow at the latest.
How much day do we have left? Could I try
You know.
a crafting roll during the day?
We could give you one crafting roll during the day.
Oh, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna bet one mage component.
I feel like we need a drum roll
Okay, this
for
is like dual die.
This is the mage component that could explode.
Yeah. Actually, you gave me one back, didn't you?
Yeah, which is
That was
also,
Right? Because I gave you mage components.
Yeah, probably.
So I have one that I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about.
One that you don't have to worry about.
I'll bet one,
Okay.
because I need one.
Alright, so let's roll it. And I'm rolling 10, I believe.
Six.
It's only a 6?
Yeah. And I get a reroll failures, so
5.
I got an 8.
Alright, you got it.
Portal stone. Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Clay Golem with my last mage component. The one that might well, no, I don't have to do that. Well, yes, I do. No, I don't. I'm gonna cast Levitate. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna levitate it. I'm gonna Portal Stone. And I'm gonna drop the concentration.
Oh, Jesus.
And then you're portal stoning right back to these guys? Or where are you portal stoning?
I kind of want to Portal Stone back to Wayton.
Just leave us.
They're gonna be like,
massive.
what happened to it?
I'll Portal Stone back to these guys. I was at their camp, so I can.
We'd see that explosion and just be like, he didn't come
So
back.
that consumed all of my stuff. I have one Splody component left, but my Portal Stone's gone.
I wonder how much damage this is gonna do to everything.
I'm just wondering
It's gonna be
if
glorious.
you're gonna get caught, they're gonna counterspell it, and then you're just gonna die.
I mean,
Well, one way or
it
another,
could
it
happen.
goes off.
It
But
could
it
happen.
should still fall.
It's still gonna fall. I might not get out.
That's what I'm
fall.
saying. You die, but everybody die.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna levitate. I'm gonna mix the reagent into the Dragonstone explosive, levitate it, and then I'm gonna Portal Stone.
and if they pass their roll, it
Assuming
just-
anyone
it would
pays
just
attention
delay.
to me.
it would just delay it, and they would have to stop it some other way. But the question is anyone watching and paying attention to you? And the answer is no, you're too far up the mountain.
Screw this cave!
So, what you guys see is you're sitting there watching, and you saw him get through, but once he starts going up the other side, he's too far away. You can't see him anymore. And
Guys, I'm afraid
you don't
we
know
may
what's
die.
happened, you saw all this crazy stuff where all the orcs left from over there, and you don't know why, and you think, oh my goodness, he might have just been captured. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. There's all these people down here. All the orcs are just going crazy. And then nothing happens all day long.
Guys, I fear you may be
He's just sitting at the mouth of the cave.
Yeah, because the crafting takes so long. Sitting here packing mud into this mud ball. Come on, portals! Damn it!
As I kind of stand over here and go, guys, I fear we may have lost a companion.
In fact, you eventually decide to sneak forward to try and see if they have him down there, and you can identify him. So as you're sneaking forward, you end up, you just kind of, this cloud captures your complete attention, and you just see like a volcano exploding. It's this plume of dust and dirt and debris and rocks, just like almost like frozen in the air.
Oh my god, I have so much more backpack space.
And then just about maybe a few seconds later, you just hear this sound, and the earth just shakes. And then an avalanche starts down the mountain. And then
leap, guys. You're just screw you.
at that point, all the orcs are looking the other direction. You guys say, "Let's out!" And you begin running back up.
I'm gonna start leaping.
Ding, ding, ding. You eventually come across your companion waiting for you in camp, and you're completely confused as to what.
Hey guys!
How the hell did you do that?
Oh, yes, well, I happen to be a very good alchemist. I have crafted such a stone, which is now shattered in my hands, which allowed me to teleport back to you. Isn't that amazing?
That is quite amazing.
I was afraid we lost
You
you.
might have to teach me that one.
What did you
Oh, yes.
learn up there?
Oh, horrible, horrible things.
He relates the entire.
Yes, by the
event
way, did
The
you
Lord
know
of
that the Lord of Shoreside was up there? And he's a douchewad. He happens to have a ruby crystal, which turns the tide, makes them flee.
I know he's a douchewad. He's the one who cut off my middle finger.
Yes, well, we should go retrieve his head along with this ruby stone, because this ruby stone will save us from the
How
tide.
much destruction happened to the camp?
The camp was far enough away that the avalanche didn't quite make it
Did
all
the avalanche
the way
make it to
down.
the mammoths?
But the avalanche did make it to the mammoths, which resulted in a stampede of mammoths. So then, hundreds and hundreds, thousands even, of mammoth come running down this.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna
Cliff.
stand up on this cliffside and just admire. I'm just gonna be like,
And
damn,
then
I wish I had a photograph
orcs
right now.
are just getting trampled and stampeded. Until you realize one thing, that the orcs are afraid of mammoth stampedes. Especially when the orcs are outnumbered 10 to 1 by mammoths.
They're running our way.
Oh,
Oh, this is bad. Oh, not good.
I pick up my
Why didn't I
canoe and
teleport back to Layton?
Kent, time to skidoo.
Time to skedaddle.
So, we will begin.
So did the cave totally get destroyed?
You can't tell.
Oh.
But you can't see anything but cloud right now.
How big of a bomb was that?
It was obviously big enough to kill me if I hadn't.
That's not a lot.
It's about you didn't vaporize. It would have been as if you never
I think you
existed.
collapsed the whole mountain.
Chad's like, nerf portal stones again.
So,
I'm so glad I decided to do that instead of the ring of protection.
next week we will pick up with you fleeing from the mammoth slash orc.
Mammoth slash orc stand.
Oh. Well, you weren't really crafting. You guys were more concerned about watching. I guess.
No, you won't.
All right. You two can be watching. You two can be crafting.
Risk it all my chemical components.
All right.
10.
6. You got him.
Good try, poor Alec.
7. Can you do it?
3.
Oh. One of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Alright. That was funny.
All right. Well, I will say that was a successful adventure.
Oh,
No one died, so that's good.
died.
Came close, though.
I can't believe I soloed that.
I can't believe
I
you
thought I
did.
was gonna die immediately.
I thought you were
didn't
gonna
even think
die.
I'm sorry for sleeping in your way.
All right, well, thanks to all of you who've been watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And we will see you here next week, I believe, Friday. There's no New Year's thing going on Friday. It should be a regular day.
Alright,
7
there's also
Central.
a straw poll live if you want to vote for who you thought was the most fun to watch, or, you know, the person who had the most impact on the session. You can go ahead and do that.
And he will gain a little.
Impact!